Hello to everyone, I'm Vladimir Vladek, the Bulgarian cowboy, and we are going to talk now about the match between Ivan Dunham and Herbert Burns. They agreed to 150-pound catch weight at UFC 250, and it's taking place in Las Vegas, Nevada, and well, it's kind of surprising for me. I know I interviewed Herbert Burns, and I know this guy fought earlier at 155, but 145 is definitely his division. But the guy is willing to fight, and the guy is willing to give everything he has. And now it's going to be against Stephen Dunham, first degree black belt in BJJ, wrestler, boxer, great fighter out of Las Vegas, Nevada, with a score of 18-8, one draw, and we can call him a real UFC veteran, you know. Ivan Dunham has never fought for the title, but he competed against some really, really powerful names. He has wins over Shamar Bailey, Nick Lentz, Gleison Tebow, Rodrigo Dam, Ross Pearson, Joe Uzon, Rick Glenn, but draw against Benel Dariush. Benel Dariush, a very, very tough name. And he also has a fantastic victory over Tyson Griffin, who was back then one of the toughest athletes. He was losing to Sean Shirk, Melvin Gillard, Donald Cerrone, Edson Barboza, Olivier Bin Monsieur, and Francisco Trinaldo. But the point is that he is very, very weak when it comes to body, you know. His body is not the most powerful one. He had 3 knockouts and 3 stoppages or 3 TKOs via body shot in the UFC, you know, against Edson Barboza, Olivier Bin Monsieur, and Francisco Trinaldo. On the other side, Herbert Burns. Well, I honestly thought for this guy that he only has perfect BJJ, and I was expecting that this guy will choke everybody out and lose to guys that don't, that survive his BJJ game. But this rare naked choke expert is just a fantastic example of a fighter who never gives up. At Dana White Contender Series, he triangle choked Derek Minor. Then he turned the lights out on Nate Landwehr, and it was I think this was the greatest upset of UFC on ESPN Plus 24. Not because I didn't expect Herbert to win. I was always rooting for Herbert Burns, but I didn't expect a knockout victory. I was expecting a submission victory. He has only 2 losses to Magomed Idrisov and Mavlid Kaibulaev, the 2 guys in ONE FC that didn't let him submit them, but he was defeating some very, very powerful names. If you don't follow ONE FC, then you haven't heard much of Timofey Nastyukin, Honorio Bonario, Edward Kelly. These are very powerful names. And looking back at Herbert Burns, he has worked on his stand-up game a lot, and his stand-up game is very, very good. I got to praise it. So, when it comes to stand-up, Ivan Dunham has better punches. That's true. Clinch game is good with both fighters, very, very good. Herbert trained BJJ, so he has very, very good clinch game. Herbert has very fair body shots. Ivan Dunham has very fair body shots. When it comes to ground fighting, yes, Ivan Dunham is good in mauling, but against Herbert Burns, it's impossible to maul him because he is a BJJ expert and he can counter you very easily, and that's a problem when you fight Herbert Burns. You know, he can counter you very, very easily, and he can choke you out. So my advice: never do this against Herbert Burns because you don't want to go to the ground with this guy. If the fight is taken to the ground, that's 100% victory for Herbert Burns. When it comes to gas tank, Herbert Burns is very fair with the gas tank. I was watching him. His gas tank, I would give him 85 of 100. This is pretty much good grade. And I think Herbert Burns can fight for 3 rounds without any issues. Ivan Dunham, on the other side, I'm unsure about his cardio, but he was winning some bouts earlier via unanimous decision, which means his cardio is good. Sometimes he wins, sometimes he loses. He was outlasted by Rafael Dos Anjos and TJ Grant, but in general, he can fight. His pace is not slowing down. Herbert Burns has very good striking defense, so Ivan Dunham is at the end of his career. He is 39 years old, and Herbert Burns is rising. He is a rising talent, a brother of Gilbert Durinha Burns. He is born in 1988. I'm rooting here for Herbert Burns. You probably will say I'm crazy, but I'm rooting here for Herbert. Herbert and Gilbert for life. That's my strategy. But really, I believe Herbert Burns is going to bounce back with a win here. We're going to see. I mean, he is on a 1 winning streak, but Ivan Dunham, I don't think he will bounce back with his 2 fight losing streak. We're going to see.